Hi, and welcome back to the NFL preview, this being the AFC North preview. Let's start with the bottom of the barrel in the AFC North. We're going to start off, obviously, with, yes, unfortunately, but I think they're going to have a better year, the Browns, Cleveland Browns. I know Brandon Weeden's there. They're very excited about him. He's done some great things. We've seen his arm strength. I think he could be the guy to turn this team around. Colt McCoy, we already know, is pretty much on the way out there, and we've seen what he can do. Trent Richardson's a big question mark. He's had his knee scoped for the second time in 6 months. We're hoping he will be ready for the start of the season and should be. We're not too excited about the receivers there. I know they do have some decent receivers. I know they also have a pretty decent defense. As a matter of fact, the defense has been one of the bright spots of this team. But there's really not much to talk about here. Look for the Browns to go possibly 7-9 this year at best. I'm thinking maybe even more like 6-10. This is a tough division, very top heavy. And the Browns are not at the top, so let's move on. In third place, yes, I know, the Cincinnati Bengals, and I got to give them more credit than third place. This team could very well go 9-7, maybe even 10-6, and a logjam at 10-6 with this division at the top. We'll get to that in a minute, but Cincinnati is really, I mean, Andy Dalton has showed us something last year. He showed us he was able to take this team around and retool it from when the Carson Palmer days were there with the Ocho Cincos and the Terrell Owens and all the circus acts that were going on there. He's got Jermaine Gresham, which I think is going to have a great year this year as a tight end. A.J. Green, big breakout wide receiver. We're looking for big things from him. Scott in the backfield, and I believe that they're going to have a good running game as they did last year, and they brought in, yes, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, the law firm from a very good franchise in New England, or with the Patriots, where he had actually over 500 carries without a fumble, and that's something that the Bengals need here. Their defense and special teams were very good the last couple of years, and they started to gel last year with the offense. So if that can continue, look for the Bengals to come in third in this division, maybe even make the play. We might have to see 3 teams from this division. Next, coming up in second place, I know not what you think, but yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh is really one of those teams that has a rapidly, somewhat aging defense, sort of almost in the same category as the Baltimore Ravens, which we'll obviously get to next. But the Steelers are relying a lot on their running game, but now with the change of guard in the offensive coordinator, we are looking at a pass-happy offense here, possibly because, well, let's face it, at this point, Redmond is a question mark. The running back position really is a question mark. We have a rookie in there with Rainey who looks very good. We have some other players that could very well break out. But with Mike Wallace not being able to stretch the field, not even in camp, still in negotiations, we don't know what's going on there. Brown, yes, a very good receiver, but he's only good as he, would have Mike Wallace on the other side. Tight end. Yes, we're going to have a tight end situation here where, of course, Miller is going to be the guy again, and he's always the safety blanket for Big Ben. Ben, yes, he's getting up there in age, but he is still a big body. He can still break tackles. He still plays till the end of the play and makes the plays that you need to have for this team to move forward. They're going to have to rely a little bit more on Big Ben, I think, this year than normal. Look for the Steelers to possibly come in second in this division. Again, at 10-6, I mean, we're looking at a possible logjam here. Yes, I know, the team that I picked for this division to win the division is the Baltimore Ravens. Why? I love Ray Rice. I love the offensive line. I like Joe Flacco. I don't love him. I like him. I think he's taking the leadership role in this. They're going to let him have the reins this year, and they're going to look for him to control the offense. I think with Bolden, hopefully he has a much better year this year. I think he's got some great offensive players on the wideout positions, as well as obviously with Ray Rice. He's a home run guy that can hit it at any given time. Also, he's not injury prone, which is good. We always see 16 games out of Ray Rice. Look for this team, and even though I know Ray Lewis is getting old and the defense is definitely aging. Suggs, we might not see him much this year at all. Reed, I mean, that whole defensive scheme is kind of getting older and long in the tooth, and let's face it, that was their main part of their team. But I think if they can move the chains and keep the offense on the field like I believe they will this year, look for the Ravens to go 11-5 and win this division. So that's the AFC North in a nutshell for you. A very tough division. Look for the Ravens at 11-5, Steelers maybe 10-6, with Cincinnati at 10-6, and then of course we got the Browns pulling up the rear. We'll give you our AFC South preview coming up. So until then, you take it easy.